Hi guys, and welcome to the latest issue of Retro Gamer Magazine. Apologies for the lack of updates. I lost my camera. I have a new one, as you can see here. Hopefully things will be fine. So anyway, let's have a quick look. It's Shadowrun. Basically, Shadowrun Returns has just come out on PC. Really excited about it. Love the original games, and we had a good opportunity to basically cover the new game and obviously go back to the original, so that's what we did. So I'm going to move on pretty quickly through the issue simply because I'm having problems with the camera. I haven't worked out how long I can go for, and it turns off after a while, so you have to apologise. Sorry, you have to make apologies for me. Strider's back. I wasn't too sure what to think about the game. I've been put a little bit more at ease based on this interview. The guy seems to love Strider as much as I do, so that's really cool. And we'll have a proper big cool ultimate guide about Strider in the next issue. Ian Lee talking about getting stung on PlayStation prices. This is a chat with the Pickford brothers about the return of Plock, and we look at a few other things that have been happening in the retro scene, including these rather cool pictures of, let's see if I can change that, no, of Lemmings. Let's go back there. Paul Davies talking about how magazines back in the day are basically far better than most magazines of today. Back to the 80s and back to the 90s, focusing on all your usual favourites. And this is a really bad Atari 2600 game called Chuck Norris Super Kicks. Do not play this game, it is terrible. So this is our main feature. It's a look at Shadowrun on the SNES. The SNES version was the first game to come out based on the popular RPG. We were lucky enough to speak to 3 guys, and I think they've delivered a cracking insight into the game. Moving on, we've got an interview with Burke Trishman, who's worked on a variety of PlayStation games, doing the soundtracks, and this is the story of Earthworm Jim. Now, we did a making of Earthworm Jim a very, very long time ago, about 4 or 5 years back, and with David Perry. This time, in addition to David Perry, we've actually got Earthworm Jim's creator, Doug TenNapel, to talk to us about the series. We were also lucky enough to get hold of Kirk Ewan, who's taken care of the 3D Earthworm Jim, and while it's not as good as something like Super Mario 64, it's nowhere near as bad as many would have you believe. Check it out, it's good fun. This is nice as well. This is Doug TenNapel and Mike Dietz talking us through numerous sketches that they've done. I'm always pleased when we can get stuff like this. I think it gives you a good insight into the game's production. Okay, then this is a game whose name I cannot pronounce, and it's basically a really cool Zelda clone, and it basically formed the blueprints for Zelda Link Awakening on the Game Boy, so that's pretty cool. And the English translation works out at "For the Frog the Bell Tolls," which is crazy. Moving on, this is a making of Myth History in the Making. Really, really good System 3 game. System 3 did some cracking C64 games. I always actually preferred this version of Myth to the C64 one. And funnily enough, System 3's boss Mark Cale feels that way too. So that was quite nice to discover. Moving on, we've got a Minority Report on the disc system for the Famicom, which was the Japan's answer to the NES, and a lot of classic NES franchises like Metroid and Legend of Zelda all started off on the Famicom disc system. Okay, then this is our list feature for the month. It's on video game icons. We've had a few complaints because of the way we've laid it out. We've laid it out to look like a museum, and museums are typically themed. So that's what we wanted to do with like 8-bit heroes, with newer heroes, and then with Nintendo characters, because there was more Nintendo characters voted than any other company. This isn't the actual way the list goes. Mario was number 1, but for example, Donkey Kong was number 11, Samus Aran was number 14, I think, Link was number 4, Pac-Man was number 3, Sonic was number 2, no, Lara Croft was number 4, sorry, and Link was number 6 behind Guybrush Threepwood. So what we'll do going forward is we'll make sure that it's a bit clearer so that everybody knows exactly what's going on with them. Okay, then this is The Apprentice. It looks like an amazing clone of Sorcery. It's actually a piece of shit. It's the very first game which I ever bought with my own money, and I've regretted it ever since. Moving on, this is a great piece on Access Software, who made classics such as Leaderboard and Beachhead. Really well known on the Commodore 64 and other 8-bit systems. Unfortunately, the main developer, Bruce Carver, passed away about 6 years back now, but we were lucky enough to speak to his brother and several other guys who basically worked at the company with him. Star Wars Classic Moments, fantastic movie tie-in, really good game, and if you've not played it, don't call yourself a retro gamer. Okay then, moving on, we've got the History of Oddworld. Really popular series. There's a remake of the original game called Oddworld Hot and Tasty, I think, which is out very soon. So we thought it was a great time to go back and speak to Lorne Lanning and Stuart Gilray, who's in charge of the HD remakes at Just Add Water. This is a really rubbish remake of a really cool TV show, so I'm not sure get my words out, I'm rushing through it, see. I'm not sure what went wrong there. Right, here we go. Okay then, future classic, Red Dead Redemption, easily the best sandbox game that Rockstar have ever done. I'm yet to play GTA 5, but I'm not convinced it's going to be better than this, because this has got cowboys in it. Moving on, this is the evolution of beat 'em ups. Really pleased with this feature because we got a lot of cool Japanese content with the likes of Namco and Capcom developers, and we were also able to get hold of Archie McLean, who made the amazing IK Plus. And we look at some of the most influential beat 'em ups from the time, as well as some of the best characters from the time. Link to the Past 2 is coming out very soon, so we thought it was a great chance to go back to the original and explain why it's so good. And this is The Sims. It's always cool when you can get hold of Will Wright. He doesn't really talk to a lot of people. We were lucky enough, to have him sit down with us and discuss the making of the biggest selling PC franchise of all time. Sega is the focus of our Unconverted this month, and we've spoken to Colin Perch, who's basically works at Imagine Software, Ocean Software, and is currently working on his own version sequel to Head Over Heels, which is pretty cool. Okay then, Ridge Racer, really good Ridge Racer game in the style of Stunt Car Racer. If you haven't played it, play it, it's awesome. Few reviews, including the disappointing flashback and the fun DuckTales Remastered, and Earthbound, which is finally available after all this time of having to pay expensive prices on eBay. Really cool selection of homebrew this month, including a nice selection of Amstrad games from a recent competition, and we've got an interview with Jonathan Caldwell, who just makes some fantastic Spectrum games. Letters page, and a quick look at next month. So yes, as you can see, we're doing a GameCube game. We've got a big feature on it, and we'll be doing more GameCube, PS2 and Xbox stuff going forward. Nothing huge, but probably one article a month at the very most. We've also got to look at Compilation Kings, which is the best compilations from back in the day, how they were made, why they were made, why they're no longer popular. We've got an interview with Nigel Alderton, who's celebrating 30 years of Chucky Egg. All the best, all the Rambo games ever made, as well as a couple of developer quotes. You'll have to excuse me, my camera's going all over the place, it's really heavy. Let's see if that's better. And we've also got Command & Conquer Red Alert, 3DO. Actually, it's 3D. No, sorry, 3DO's been pushed back again. We're going to get it, and it's going to be awesome, trust me. Bomboozle, the 3DO piece has been replaced by Fairchild Channel F. Tobal 2, Atari 7800, and Gribbly's Day Out, which is Andrew Braybrook's first game. So that's the issue. Sorry I've rushed through it, but like I said, I don't know how long this camera lasts for at the moment in terms of battery life. And that's your lot. So this is Retro Gamer. It's available now, and you can get it digitally, and you can order it direct from our own shop, www.imagineshop.co.uk. This is Darren Jones from Retro Gamer Magazine. Thanks very much, guys. I'll be back very soon. See ya.